Hello and welcome to Mud Max Metal Detecting. Right, I'm going to take a short break from cleaning up my complete mess of a workbench to introduce the latest video. Now, Damon was out with me on this one. We haven't seen Damon for a few weeks. Either he's been busy or I've been busy. But we had a lot of fun and we had some pretty nice finds too. Now, in the middle of this video, I'm going to talk about headphones because something happened to me on the hunt that was a real eye-opener. And I want to share it with you. It's something that some of you will say, yep, knew that already. But for some of you, it might be really good info. So I'll pop that in halfway through just to share it with you. I really think it's worth putting out there. Bit of an eye-opener for me. Right, off to the fields. Let's get stuck in.
We have a coin. We have a coin. Whoa, coin in the wind. Okay, I'm not sure how old it is, but it's very small. So I'll give it a clean up and I'll turn around as well so that we don't keep getting the glare from the sun, and we'll see if there's anything on it. Okay, it's a little farthing, 1861. You can clearly see the word farthing and you can clearly make out Britannia. I think the farthing had the little bird on the back, did it? There's some real beaten up mush on the back, so I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, that's what it is. It's an 1861 farthing, second hole of the day. That bodes well. Ah, yes. Bit of machinery. Chess piece. Looks a bit like a queen, doesn't it? Queen to G4. No, pretty sure that's a piece of stinky old machinery. Okay, well, we won't let it deter us. We shall keep battling on. Damon! The first what have you got, mate, we've done in quite a while. Been a couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what have you got? Oh, you've been tapped up. You've been tapped up and you've got a bit of a watch there, I think, mate, innit?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, so watch out, you've been tapped up. The jokes don't get any better, mate, while you've been away. I've still got the same script writers. Moving on. Okay, Damon's just had this up. It's a beautiful little military button, but as you can see, it is tiny. Really small. Certainly wouldn't have been a main tunic button. It's got a full shank. Hang on, let me turn it over in my head. There we go. It's got a full shank on the other side. Little military button. Absolutely beautiful. That will clean up lovely. I'll get Damon to send me a still image. But what would that have gone on, folks? A little tiny one like that. Is that on like a collar? Keep a collar down or something like that, maybe? Really don't know. But it's a teensy weensy one. Fantastic. Well, hello, Britannia. Ha ha. Aren't you looking lovely today, eh? Good to see you. And on the other side, it's old Georgie. And what does Georgie get for coming out of the ground to say hello this day? He gets a whack on the mullet from my spade. Bit of clumsiness on my part there. I am terribly sorry, Your Majesty. It's no good. I think I'm off to the tower. Okay, the next one is a horse harness tack. I believe that's what it is. But I just wanted to show you that for a simple reason. This is the HOT program. It's a shallow search program, or it is in my mind anyway. But that was where the tip of the probe was, and it was on its edge completely like that. That is all the detector saw at about 8.5 inches. And it gave me one of those slightly wincy, it's deep or it's tricky kind of tones. So when people say that the Deus hasn't got depth, don't believe them. I'm not saying it's the deepest machine on the market, but it's got perfectly respectable depth. You just know how to hear the signals and identify them. Absolutely fantastic. Well, my partner in crime has called me over, and that can only mean he's got something worth looking at. Because he doesn't call me over for nothing, you know. What is it? Oh, now, what is that a bit of? What is that a bit of? That is, yeah, rough on one side, but definitely worked. An old, possibly medieval. That's old pattern, isn't it? That's crude. Yeah, that's a part of something. And that's got some age. No question about it. Well done, Damon. That is a artefact, all right. That is definite crude design. I'll be prepared to bet Saxon, to be honest. First guess. But yeah, that has got some age to it, mate. Okay, that's the rear of it. I wanted to show you that because it looks like there's a fixing, but there is a ridge. So obviously we don't know what this artefact that Damon has found is, but I thought a bangle, but there's no way it's a bangle because you wouldn't have the back like that. So it went on something, but it's got a definite ridge there. It went over the edge of something. Any guesses? Because we are stumped. Okay, we have a button. It's got something on it. I think it's a horse with a tree behind it. I think it's some kind of motif. It's a loop back. It's old and it's patterned. And that's another well done, Damon.
Okay, so why do I want to talk about headphones? Well, something happened to me on the hunt that you're watching now that was a real eye-opener. About halfway through, my trusty old FX Blueback phones from XP gave up the ghost. Now, they've served me really well for under 20 quid. I've had years with these things and they've been bashed about, pulled and yanked and everything else. So, no complaints. And the first thing I did when I got home was order a new pair. But in order to get me through the rest of the hunt, I needed something else. So I popped in these little earbuds. These are a brand name earbud from a superstore. The difference on the field, the second they went in, was unbelievable. All of a sudden, I'm getting loads of false signals, little high squeaks that are stopping me in my tracks. None of them were there before. I've been on this field before. It's fine. It's a calm field. I was using Gary's hot program, which is perfect on this field really, because there is a lot of iron about and it sniffs it out. And now, as you may know, if you use the Deus, you do get little murmurs in the background. It's like having a little sniffer dog when you're using the hot program. But you can completely tell those apart from the good signals. It's an absolutely fantastic program around the iron. I can only assume that these earbuds, because they're set up for music, I can only assume that the way they're set for certain pitches, they lift certain pitches and tones. And they must have been taking some of those murmurs and amplifying them. The difference was black and white. Absolutely fine, happy days, 2 hours with these. False signals, sparky, really difficult going for 2 hours with these. It was black and white on the same area. So there's some food for thought, folks. When you buy off-the-shelf supermarket headphones, you might get a detector and you might think that it's a sparky detector, it's difficult, you can never get it to settle down. Or you might think, blimey, why is it so many fields are difficult? You might get frustrated and get falsings and all things like that. It could just be the way these are set up, especially, of course, if they're not actually designed for metal detecting. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen with all detectors and all off-the-shelf headphones, because I've had many happy days with off-the-shelf headphones from superstores with varying detectors, and I've had perfectly good days with some with the Deus. But these ones were a nightmare. They were doing something to the sound. They were enriching a certain something which was producing a more amplified sound on a high tone that kept stopping me. It had to be these. It was the second I put them in. Same field, never had it on the field before. Didn't have it all day before those broke. So there you go, folks. It's just some food for thought. I wanted to share it with you. If you're blaming your machine or your land all the time, or if you get frustrated or things don't seem to be going very well, your machine seems to misbehave a lot, just think, depending on what you've got in your ears, just think maybe a change might be worthwhile. It could just be, I'm not saying it will be, but quite possibly, it's possible that your choice of headphones is causing a lot of funny little noises, because they're not designed for detecting, they're designed for music. And as I found out, it can really, really make a difference.
Okay, there's a big old blob of metal. That's been heated up for something and discarded, stroke lost. I don't get much of that over here. I get bits of lead. Everyone gets bits of lead, don't they? Usually. But I don't get much of that. Some people get loads of that on their permissions, but that's a heated up piece of metal. Bronze, I would guess. Yeah, that's quite rare for me over here, but at least it's a sign of activity. A blob. Okay, that's one of the saddest things that you can find, in my opinion, because that's part of a crotal bell. And as much as it's nice to find old bits of history, I'm always a bit sad when I find that, because I know it's only part of a crotal bell. And that means I haven't found the whole thing. Oh well, never mind. Oh, Damon has found roundness in the hole, as he so eloquently put it. What is your roundness, Damon?
George the Fifth.
George the Fifth, aha, the second Georgie Porgy that we've had today. Oh, you've got the full-blown big penny. I had the tiddler. It's got some good detail on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Loads of Britannia on there, lovely green patina.
George will come out with a
Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Ah, nice one. Well done, old chap. He's just called me again. He's just called me again, and it was a big shout. I think he's got something nice. He's got another coin. Oh, it's Eddie 7. Just hold it in the light. Just hold it. Let me see. So I can. Oh, that's it. There's Britannia. Pop her over. Yes, we like Eddie 7 because you don't see as many Eddie 7s. Look at that. Lovely, 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 lovely. Well, that's a bit of a late arrival for this place, but it's arrived. It's a musket ball. Normally get quite a few on this permission. Well, an awful lot actually. But that's the first one today, so we shall see. He's got a great big cheesy grin, folks. Big cheesy grin, and he said it was on the surface. Can't see it. Where is it? Oh, blimey, look at that chunky monkey. Put your finger on it again. Oops, there we go. There we go, kiddies. It is laying on the surface. What demonic thing are you doing, Damon? What strange evil dance with the devil? I've never known so many. That's about the third one near the surface, or on the surface, isn't it? Good grief. Well, I'm going to turn my detector off and just go eyes only, I think. What is it? It's big, plenty of fatness on it. Georgie Porgy? No?
Possibly.
Yes? No?
Possibly.
We'll have to come back to you on this one, folks. Well, we've had a look, and we know it's a widow head, but you're not going to see very much on it. But trust us, it is a widow head. So it's a Victorian coin. Fantastic. Well done, Damo.
Okay, so there we go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. It's been absolutely bucketing down where I live. In fact, I think if you're in the UK right now, there's hardly a place where it hasn't been bucketing down with rain of late. So I can't wait to get back out. Nice, wet, soft fields. Should be good for the signals. Should be good for the digging. So fingers crossed, I'll have another video really soon. But until then, good luck, happy hunting, and I'll see you soon.